Call Allah La, Allahana wa Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Wa Malaki, by Hashem Harwap, Kakurash Barakatham, the water Bible Bawa Kwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching a lightwise doctrine, and say Shalom. Today we're going to get into a couple videos whereas, Salaki, ooh. Salaki, we're going to get into a couple videos where Trump is stating how he wants to get rid of drug dealers. And then in the other video, I got this. I think he's a comedian. His channel is named Cliff Comedy something. But he's basically calling out the hypocrisy of Trump and how he always went on his, when he was on his campaign trail, how he wanted to get rid of criminals in the country, quote unquote. But then this man turns around and pardons drug dealers. Now, we know who he's talking about when he says criminals. Talk about the Israelites, black and brown. He has to demonize you. He has to label you before he comes after you. This is the devil's tactics. Now, it's funny to me how in the news he said he want to get rid of criminals, but all he's going after are the righteous, turning a blind eye to criminals, because the true criminal element lies amongst the Edomites. So they're going to pretend like they don't see none of the shit they've been doing, but they're going to lie on you and call you a criminal. Now, this is the thing with Esau. Once he labels you and demonizes you, he'll charge you with something false, so you can come under scrutiny of the law, so-called. And it's all a means so Esau can pivot his way into a position to get you where he wants you to be. And that's in jail, that's in a prison, that's in a pit. Because this man has always felt threatened by our presence. And our presence is a reminder to him of his wickedness. So, yeah, just hypocrites and liars. Same old shit from Esau. Matter of fact, y'all stupid as hell for even expecting Esau, especially Donald Trump, to tell the truth. Your best bet is to expect this man to lie, because that's all he has been doing. I have a personal philosophy. What you demonstrate is what I expect. So if all you do is lie, that's what I expect. And I would never be disappointed. But let's get into the videos. Before we do that, let's read this copyright. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, let's get the videos. Yeah, his channel is called Cliff Cash Comedy. And the name of this video is MAGA are truly the dumbest people on earth. Check out what he's saying. Now, I think this man might be a Jake. He might be a confusion of face, because he coming with raw, straight up, unadulterated, unapologetic truth. That's how we get down. Let's go.
Oh, MAGA, sometimes I get tired of making videos about how fucking stupid you are, but not enough people have told you in your life, or you probably wouldn't be this way. Everybody's been giving you a pass, and that's how we got into this pickle, is by giving pieces of shit like you a pass. So I'm gonna make sure we don't give you one anymore. You dumb motherfuckers are thrilled that Donald Trump is blowing up boats off the coast of Venezuela and in the Caribbean, and you have no fucking idea who's on those boats. We've already had several people come forward and say, our husband, our father, went off to fish and never came home again because he was a fisherman, not a drug dealer. We have no fucking idea who's on these boats. I doubt the people blowing them up do either. It's all political theater to appease dumb rednecks like you. Piece of shit, white trash redneck clowns like you fucking piece of shit. We all know you're a piece of shit. Literally the whole world knows you're a piece of shit. The only people that don't know you're pieces of shit are the other pieces of shit in your mirror when you look in it. So let me tell you about real drug dealers. Russ Ulbricht right here. Yeah, I get that he's handsome and white, so you like him. I understand how that works. But he was the founder of a drug dealing website. Arguably the most prolific purveyor of drugs in modern American history, was sentenced to two, not one, two life sentences. Was that a little strict? Maybe. I don't know. We could debate that all day long. We could even do it in a fucking courtroom like you're supposed to. But that's not what happened. Donald Trump pardoned him, scot-free, no charges, out of jail, never going back. Why? Not. Do you think it's because Donald Trump has a compassionate heart and he just thought, you know, he seems like a nice young man that could maybe do good things one day? Nope, that's not it. His mommy went and paid Donald Trump $1 million at a fundraiser. That's why. Because Donald Trump respects white boys whose mommies bail them out of shit, because his mommy bailed him out of shit his whole fucking life.
Now, that was nothing other more than bribery. We told y'all one of the first things Trump did when he came back in office was to legalize bribery. So if bribery is legal in a country, how you think you're going to get any true justice out of these liars in the White House? You're not. Let's go.
That's why he has what he has. He didn't earn a fucking lick of what he has. His mommy and his daddy gave it to him, and all he ever did was barely fucking hold on to it between bankrupting businesses and investing in teenage girl modeling agencies and teenage girl beauty pageants because he's a fucking pedophile, and you're too fucking stupid to understand that. He's also pardoning this drug dealer right here. As we speak, a prolific trafficker of cocaine into the United States, pardoning him too. So if you think he really gives a fuck about...
Hold up. Let's go back. I want to read these. Let's get this one first. Bombing boats, threatening to invade Venezuela, all to stop drugs. Now he's pardoning a man who helped traffic 400 tons of cocaine into the U.S. Yeah, he wants drug dealers. Yeah. Okay.
As we speak, a prolific trafficker of cocaine into the United States, pardoning him.
In March of last year, Hernandez was convicted in U.S. court of conspiring to import cocaine into the U.S. He had served 2 terms as a leader of the Central American nation of roughly 10 million people. Now, we all know why Trump sent the military to Venezuela. It is to get the oil.
Him too. So if you think he really gives a fuck about drug dealers and that's why he's blowing up boats, it's because you're a dumb motherfucker. That's why. And you guys want to talk about George Soros? Hey, guess what? I don't fucking work for George Soros. I hate your dumbass for free. I protest your piece of shit, pedophile, dirty diaper cult leader for free, bitch. But you know who did work for George Soros? Donald Trump's right-hand man, you dumb motherfucker.
Republicans don't want to talk about Scott Bessent's work with George Soros. Somebody may explore that. I'm more interested in what we're doing going forward, Senator Bill Cassidy said of Republican questioning during Bessent's Treasury Secretary hearing. See? Why you think Sirach chapter 12, verse 10 said never trust thine enemy? Because he always lying. He always plotting to steal somebody else's shit. He always plotting to murder.
This guy, the guy who is unqualified to negotiate with Russia, but is anyway. You're an idiot. Have a terrible day. Fuck yourself.
Now check this out. The Long Island drug dealer freed by Trump, now convicted of molesting his kid's nanny and assaulting toddler. See? Let me get a scripture, man. But he want to get rid of drug dealers, but how you gonna get rid of drug dealers when you steadily springing them out of jail? See, Trump's a puppet, and he put here to piss you people off to get you to rise up so he can be justified to lock you down. This man has been compromised by the tiny tops. They paid Trump $100 million to sell out the American people. And y'all letting this orange man just take y'all through the ringer just because he's an Edomite. Now, to paint a perspective, think about all the shit Trump's been doing. Think about it. Now I want you to imagine all those things Trump has been doing, picture Obama doing it. Now you see what we see. Sirach chapter 10, verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Pedophile president, pedophile citizens. It's just that simple. Check this out. The Dallas News reported that Lindsey Graham took $800,000 from a Russian oligarch, but not to be outdone Scott Walker, who took 1.1 million. But he was not to be outdone either, because Marco Rubio took 1.5 million. But then there's Mitch McConnell, who topped them all at 2.5 million. See? You see how your politicians can be bought? All of these people, by accepting this money, have committed treason against the United States and the American people. But yet they are still free. This is one of the reasons why Trump legalized bribery. He's a piece of work, Mike Johnson. I mean, I don't know who's a bigger liar, him or Trump. In 2018, a group of Russians were able to donate to Johnson's bid for the Louisiana seat. He eventually won as the money was funneled through a Texas-based American Ethane company. While American Ethane was co-founded by American John, Halteling? At the time, it was 88% owned by 3 Russian nationals. I'm not going to butcher their names, but it says Nikoliev is known to be a top ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin. So he taking money too. But see, he tried to hide his by funneling it through a business. That's called money laundering, ain't it? Okay. And the coup de grace. Recall I told you I met some very bad people. None as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. Oh, yes, dangerous. And this was a quote from Jeffrey Epstein in exchange with Larry Summers. Yeah, all these people, all the Edomites are insane. Not to mention wicked. All your politicians. Let me come out of this. Now I got another video. Now listen to this lie. It says, Trump says, we're just going to kill people that bring drugs into the U.S., which he cannot do without due process, without proof. But they're steady lying on people, accusing them of being drug dealers just to throw them in jail, just to have a reason, an excuse, a lie, a false accuser. This is what these people are. Let me play this.
Our sea drugs, as they call them, they use the term sea drugs, the drugs coming in by sea, are like 5% of what they were a year ago, less than 5%.
See how he just pulled numbers out his ass? That's all he do. He talk out his ass. This dude just make up shit as he goes. How many times has he been fact-checked and proven wrong while he's lying?
So now they're coming in by land, and even the land is concerned because I told them that's going to be next. You know, the land is going to be next, and we may go to the Senate, we may go to the, Congress and tell them about it. But I can't imagine they'd have any problem with it. I think, in fact, while we're here, I think it's a good idea, Pete. You go to Congress, you tell them about it. What are they going to do? Say, gee, we don't want to stop drugs pouring in? I don't see any loss in going. No reason not to. You know, they'll always complain, oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely, I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go.
And Mr.
We're going to tell
President,
them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
and Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay?
See how they are willing to murder you? First, they're willing to false accuse you and then murder you. Let's go to Ezekiel. First, they lie on you, then they murder you. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force in the time of their calamity, and the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Since y'all don't mind just murdering people, the Lord is going to do a lot of killing, righteous killing of Edomites. And we're going to see if you still got that blood, that taste for blood in your mouth. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you, because this liar insists on these people bringing drugs from Venezuela to America. Now, I'm going to bring up a map. Let me get this map real quick. Map of North and South America. Now, I'm not going to buy this. I'm just going to use this as a visual reference. See if we can blow it up. Okay, well, we can't blow it up, but I want you to see, this is Venezuela here. This is the southern coast of Florida. Now, Kentucky Republican Ryan Paul made a statement. He said that these boats that are leaving here have outboard motors. He said, in order for those boats to get from Venezuela to Florida, they will have to refill those tiny outboard motors over 20 times. Now, how are little boats here a threat here? You see the bullshit? Hey, we can come out of this. How one outboard motor is going to go that far? Hell, Cuba is 90 miles away from Key West. You know how many times they got to refuel? See, this man just full of shit, man. All he doing is lying and incriminating false accuse people while ignoring the true criminal element, the true domestic terrorists, Edomites. That's the play. Psalm chapter 73, verse 5, they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Psalm chapter 58, well, let's go to Psalm 58. Just a couple of verses I want to get there. Starting at verse 2. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye wear the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Now, these scriptures told you two things. These people are excessively and animalistically violent, and they're born liars. Hence, you get Donald Trump. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10, let favor be shown to the wicked. Yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, because he will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Just lying on people. And that's not the craziest part about it. The craziest part about it, this man been in office this long, and from day he been lying since before the first day of his second term. So how is a man able to get away with all of these reckless lies? Because he's an Edomite. Psalm chapter 73, verse 5, they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Unrighteous decrees, lying on people, making up laws just to affect this particular group because he in his fields, yeah. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many, by lying on them. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Let's go to the book of John. And this is going to tell you why he's in Venezuela in the first place. Verse 10, read letter Lord Yahweh speaking. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I'll come that they might have life, and they might have it more abundantly. See, first it was about drugs that ain't no way in hell could make it to the coastlines of the United States in those tiny ass boats. That was an excuse to get the Navy down there to strike fear in them people. Intimidation. That's all that was. Instead of lying on fishermen, claiming that they're drug dealers, when you are purposely ignoring domestic terrorists, pedophiles, mass shooters, and the real drug dealers, the real white-collar criminals in your own country. You're trying to blind out of that. But you go take your ass all the way down to Venezuela and start some shit with them. And oh, yes, they are Israelites. So, yeah, they are backed by the Lord. And the Lord is going to get you back on their behalf. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment never doth go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Wrong judgment are going to always proceed, because these people are not created to be righteous judges. They were created to be the wicked. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Chapter 12, verse 3, book of Sirach. There can no evil come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. I mean, they just weary themselves trying to commit iniquity. Let me see if I can find out. Here it is. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 5. And it reads, and they will deceive everyone, his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. They weary themselves to commit iniquity. above and beyond with the wickedness. Now let's go back to the Apocrypha chapter 14, verse 7. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness every time. That's why it says, once again, in Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted so is his wickedness. Why? Because at the end, at the last, he will declare his wickedness. Eventually that wickedness gonna come out. This man is getting tired of pretending he's a good person. He's a righteous person. He getting tired of it. That's why he do so much wickedness in the shadows. He has to be his true self. But he got to make sure you got the spotlight first. You know what I'm saying? You probably take on a little family, keep up appearances, but behind closed doors, he all about them children, man. He all about those kids. And I'm not talking about it in a good way. Let history speak and not Esau's lies. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 21, verse 10. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. That's because if you Esau's neighbor and you look at him, you gonna feel the spiritual discernment that this man hates your guts, and he don't even know why. That's the dumbest racist I've ever seen. You hate somebody so much, but you can't tell them why. Because it's spiritual. We understand it completely. The Lord put indignation between Jacob and Esau, and it's still playing out to this day. Matter of fact, it's prophesied to wax worse and worse. Whereas the Lord is going to allow Esau to take out 2/3 of Israelites because of their wickedness. Get this one. Psalm chapter 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Now, I explained this yesterday. We're going to break it down again. The wicked walk on every side, okay? Imagine there's one man in the middle. That's Donald Trump. His circle, all his flunkies, those are the wicked that walk on every side. When the vilest men are exalted, who's the vilest man that's being exalted? Donald Trump. So if you got a vile ass man, you better understand that his circle, his flunkies are also wicked. That's the only way it can work. That's why when he got in office, what did he do? He fired all the honest people that couldn't be bought because he don't want nobody around him that's going to tell on him. He wants to buy your silence. He wants to buy your loyalty. That's not democracy. Well, actually it is, because democracy means demon rule. From Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. We know that's not possible. Therefore, we tell you all the time, stop expecting the wicked to be righteous. Think about since Trump been in office of November of last year. Has he done anything good? Has he fulfilled any of his lying ass promises? No. And he's not going to. His job is to string you along with lies, bullshit, false hope, and false promises all the way to that MOTB. That's Trump's job. and to make your life a living hell at the same time. Remember what the wicked believe in? Pressure from above, pressure from below, order ab KO, all this bullshit they believe in. That's the only thing. The only thing that bullshit is good for is leading your ass into captivity. That's all that bullshit is good for. And these dumbasses, they gonna do it because they too stupid to acknowledge that there is a God. Let me get it. They think they're just gonna get away with it all. Go to Psalms chapter 14, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works, and there is none that doeth good. It's all right. We love watching the foolish be foolish because we know what's coming for them. Judgments. Isaiah chapter 59. This section is originally talking about two-thirds Israelites, but you can easily apply this to Esau because Esau is where the wicked two-thirds got this behavior from. Verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Verse 6. Their web shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. The way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Are these scriptures not true about Esau, Edom? Because I can tell you this, them Venezuelans down there, they're not knowing peace right now. Why? Because you got the wicked down there committing war crimes and domestic terrorism. So Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in teeming, his counsel peers from the prudent, is their wisdom vanished. Because they looking like super dumbasses on a global stage. Verse 10, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, his neighbor, and he is not. Verse 12, for thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. It's talking about that cup of slavery. 1,000 years, baby. Get ready. Verse 15, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Are they not despised among men on a global scale? Oh, yes. Go to Zephaniah. Let's see what this is. We can go and read it. The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. You can't have shame and do the shit these Edomites are doing today. No shame-faced person will be bold enough to do and say the shit that these people do and say. This right here draws the line in the sand as far as who's human and who's not, because Esau has a history of having no empathy, because he doesn't have empathy. This is what makes him not human. Think about this man. It ain't shit for this man to starve you just for shits and giggles. It ain't shit for this man to put you in straits to make your life a living hell just because he wants to. That right there separates all the families of the earth from Edom. This is why they are able to just commit genocide and just say it's nothing. Commit horrendous crimes toward children, it's nothing. Horrendous crimes toward animals, it's nothing. Toward the environment, the air, the land, the water, it's nothing. Okay. Guess what? Your judgment gonna be something you ain't gonna never forget. But see, you have to go through these things in order for you to realize your wickedness, because you got your cognitive dissonance turned up so high that you don't even feel no type of guilt or shame. So the Lord has to make you feel what you have been dishing out. Your history shows that you have a history of breaking up families, destroying people's lives just because you want to, just because you in your fields. Well, guess what? You about to go through it. You're about to find out how it feels to have your only child taken from you, watch your child being sold to the other nations, and you will never see that child again. And you're going to wonder the rest of the days of your life if your child is even alive or not. You have to feel this in order to understand your wickedness. And you're going to have 1,000 years of it. Let's go to Joel. Start at this chapter 3, verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. The Lord is talking about his people. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord Yahweh have spoken it. So y'all about to find out what it feel like to see your child being taken against his will, being sold into slavery, and to never see that child again. Then you will understand how wicked you are, because Edomites enjoyed shit like this. And guess what? The 144,000 are going to enjoy it too. Just to see the look on your face. Let's go to 2 Peter. Chapter 2. Verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. We told y'all, with every rising and setting sun, you draw one day nigh, one day nearer, one day closer to judgment. Go to Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, let them be taken into devices they have imagined. Verse 6. See, this is what's gonna hurt Esau, because this is how he feels. Verse 6. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. He think he ain't gonna never get judged for this, for all the shit he's been doing. And when that judgment comes down, Esau, you ain't gonna be able to handle it, bro. Yes, you will. You superior, right? You tough. Okay. Go to the book of Job. Book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. So what does that mean? The counsel of the froward. The froward means that you're difficult to get along with on purpose because you want your way. This is how Esau has been moving throughout the earth. Throwing little fuckboy temper tantrums, try to put people in fear so he can get his way. That shit don't work no more. Now, the counsel of the froward, which is a person difficult to get along with, is carried headlong. Headlong means you doing all this dumb shit with reckless confidence. So it's just a matter of time before you crash that vehicle because you driving with reckless confidence. So it's just not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to crash. And that judgment is going to befall you. Proverbs chapter 29. We about to close. Chapter 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Ain't nobody rejoicing. Verse 10, the bloodthirsty hate the upright. Who's the bloodthirsty? Edom. Who's the upright? Israelites. That's why they go out their way to lie on us. Let me finish the scripture. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seeketh soul. Now, let me get another one. Called La Ilaha. Hi, now, how about Shimmy How Shot 414? Psalms chapter 64. Verse 2. We start at verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Shoot in secret at the perfect. That's how they indirectly lie on you, false accuse you without evidence, without proof, out of emotion, hate, jealousy, envy. False accusing us all day of some shit while ignoring their own domestic terrorists. We can get this one. We can close on this one. Go to Nahum. Chapter 1, verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. And y'all ain't getting away with shit. Matter of fact, this is what you about to get. Let's get this one in close. Let's go to Obadiah. Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? See that pride on him? Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And when it says Jacob, that's representing Israelites. Venezuelans are Israelites. You see? Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, you took advantage of the Israelites. You murdered the Israelites. You raped the Israelites. You used the Israelites. You stole from the Israelites. You stole the Israelites. Yeah, you drunk upon the Lord's holy mountain. So shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Because it wasn't just Esau involved. All the nations partook. All the nations took advantage of us. They always knew who we were. It said nothing because they was winning by us being at the bottom. So that's their asses too. It's not just Edom. It's all of them. It said, yeah, they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Because there's never been a point in time where 17 nations went into captivity under Israel at the same time. But it's about to happen. Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Y'all about to run y'all pockets, everything you stole plus some. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. They shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Yeah, all the nations going to get punished at the same time, but there's only one nation at the end of 1,000 years of captivity for all 17 nations that took advantage of us. There's only one nation that's going to be rounded up and executed. And that's the nation of Esau. The rest of the nations going back to their lands, and they're going to serve us. Edom, after you and the other nations build our kingdom for free, after you destroy your own in World War III like a dumbass, You will be rounded up and exterminated, and there will be none remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it. Call Allah Imlala, Haynaw Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wa Malakia, by Hashem, Harawat, Kakurash, Barakathum, the water by Babawa, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.